For years, domestic violence has been a major issue for men and women. Experts say many incidents unreported and others are barely resolved.
I was 16 years old and he was 19. The abuse started when I was 18 years old. I caught him in the house with his ex-girlfriend and I confronted him about it. When I walked out the house, he came after me and he slapped me and he threw me on the floor and he started punching and kicking me.
So many times I heard that I wasn't going to be this, couldn't do that, looked like whatever, called out of my name. And after hearing that for so long, you become to think that you are those things that you have been called.
Statistics show that 29% of all violence against by a single offender is committed by an inmate, a husband, ex-husband, boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend. Domestic violence occurs in all shapes and forms. Even celebrities are sometimes in the limelight.
One of the situations with Chris Brown and Rihanna, I believe her name is, and a lot of criticism being placed upon her for wanting to get back with Chris, and hearing the public opinions as to what is going, the dynamics between those two. But out of my research, I've discovered that individuals who are victims of domestic violence and abuse have a tendency to go back to what they are comfortable with.
Getting out of these situations can be harder than you may think. Oftentimes, the victims are afraid for their lives or the lives of their family. And other times, they stay because it's the only family structure they have.
I mean, I thought I loved him. We had kids together and you know, I wanted them to have that family structure. I think that's, for the most part, I think that's why I stayed. And I believe that, you know, over time, he would change. And that didn't happen.
97% of women killed by another family member were killed by their husband. More than 4,000 women each year are killed by their partners. For others, the additional threat of violence is just the thing they need to find the strength to get out.
He told me that I was disrespectful. He told my son that I was a hoe. And I'm trying to sleep with all his friends. And he beat me up. He beat me up really bad. And I tried to leave and he did the same thing again. He was like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't come back here. And at that point, I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
So I think as girls have guidelines for themselves and place themselves up under those guidelines and don't waver up under any cause, then I think they'll have a sense of purpose and a sense of strength as it relates to what they can and should not be doing.
Not only do I have the power back, but I have my life. I have my children's lives. It was a process. Things did not happen for me overnight. It was a struggle, but through it all and trusting God and knowing that He had something better for me, I was able to arise.
Domestic violence is the leading cause of injury to women in the United States. Accurate information on the extent of domestic violence is difficult to obtain because of extensive underreporting. 70% of men in court ordered treatment for domestic violence witnessed it as a child, and 5 to 10% of domestic violence victims are men, although this is a highly unreported number due to society stigma. For one young lady, when she was 12, she witnessed her mother get hit by her stepfather. He would then choke her and hit her about every day. Children of domestic violence often feel like there's nowhere to turn. There is hope. If you or someone you know need assistance, call National Domestic Violence Hotline. That's 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. Jesse Johnson, KKC Views.